Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ash in Theory. This is part 3 of my electricity guides, switches, and control logic. If you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below if there's any Rust circuit you'd like to see how it's done, and maybe I'll make a video about it. These are the main types of switches in Rust, and in my opinion, they are very underutilized. In a different video, I'll go over the rest of the electrical items. Let's start off with one of the most powerful circuits in Rust. That would be the timer, the blocker, electrical branch connected in this way. This causes something called a while loop in the programming world, and this circuit will continue forever as long as power is not broken. Right now, I have the timer set to 1 second. This works because the blocker doesn't have any power in its pass-through, so it sends power through. It then goes down into the electrical branch. The electrical branch then sends that power back through to the toggle. And when it hits the toggle, it flips this over, which then sends power over to the pass-through. And when that hits pass-through, it then breaks this power, comes down, and then it unhits the toggle, and the system repeats itself. That's why it's kind of looping continuously. Now that you have this looping effect, you can trigger the same effect as you'd be pushing a button, but automatically. And in this instance, I have a connected counter and a RAN switch. Now, the RAN switch, I don't have it connected anything yet, but for the counter, you can actually set the counter to a target of 10, or between 0 and 100. And once I have it hits 10, I allow power to go through this. And what you can do with the RAN switch, or people have done in the past, is connect it to a door controller, so it opens the door randomly, and it happens on a loop. So people can use this to trick if they're going to be offline or not. So people who are going to go offline, you might decide to go offline another base instead, because yeah, the button is a unique item where it doesn't require any electrical input to have an electrical output. Alright, next we're going to talk about the AND switch. So the AND switch is, if this has power and this has power, then this will have power. If you only have power 1, see it has a green light, no power gets passed through though. Power on both, then you will have power passing through. The AND switch will then take whatever power is greater of the two power sources input, and it'll output that. Now the OR switch. The OR switch is, if this has power or this has power, then this will have power. So it could be 1, 2, or it can be both. Doesn't matter. The Xor Switch is kind of the opposite of both of those. So you can have power in one, and then it'll have power out like an OR switch. You can have power in the other one, and have power out. But as soon as it has power in both, it'll have no power out. Now I'm gonna look at memory cells. Now I don't know who said this, but someone said that the memory cell is like a power diverter. And I think that is a very good analogy of what the memory cell is actually doing. So right now, I have nothing being sent to either the set or the reset. Power is being made through the power in. It's going to go to the inverted output just when this is off, when you have a green and a red. Now, if you want to flip this over, to have this both green, you hit the set button. Now, the set button, doesn't matter what happens now in this, it's not going to flip back over until you hit the reset button. You hit the reset button, it's going to flip back over down to here. Now, let's say you didn't want to do those two types of buttons. You can unhook these, and you can put a toggle in. When you hit the toggle, it goes down, and it flips over. Now, what you can kind of use this memory cell for is to keep doors open on a door controller if you don't want them to be closed after a certain time limit. So it doesn't matter what else happened, as long as you don't reset it, you can have it do that. Now let's talk about the switch. So most people use it as power in and power out, and that's it. So they just hit that, flip that. What we can also do something is you can kind of control it with the master switch. So when you hit this switch, it'll turn on and off. When you turn just this one off, this also turns off. right? Now, you can also use it for a master off if you needed, like this. Like say this was on, it's on. Just have this, flip it off. Now, I don't really understand why, but if you try using both of these, it doesn't seem to work in the way you would think. This is off. This should cause it to be on. If you flip this off, it's still gonna stay on. You have to flip this one off, but then that kind of makes this one a little moot anyway. So if I was gonna do this, I would not put anything in the switch off, and I would just use the switch on, like this. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Leave a comment below if you'd like to see something in particular. Bye.